Hey everyone, Two Angry Frogs here, and welcome to this detailed guide to unlocking Thrayir, Eyes of the Siren Mount. We'll explore the Siren Isle and uncover the lore of the Forgotten Vault, retrace the footsteps of the island's final Kul Tiran Survivor, and discover the Runestones that keep Thrayir in bonds. And with the help of the Goblin Susie Bolt Wrench, you'll jump in and out of the island's torrential storms, completing important quests, defeating rare enemies, and following the last Kul Tiran's ghostly images. In the end, all of this will lead you to gathering the Runekeys to unlock the Runestones that bind Thrayir. So let's dive in and begin your journey toward unlocking this unique mount. To get started, you need to find your way to the Siren Isle. So head to the Foundation Hall in Dornegal, where you'll find the Earthen Dawn, who tells you about a newly discovered isle with a strange singing crystal. Dawn sends you to the Goblin Skagit at the East Dornegal Gate, and here you can take the Zeppelin to travel to this new discovery. After landing at the Siren Isle and getting yourself acquainted with the crews in Flotsam Shoal, you need to complete a handful of quests from the main storyline, including friendly competition, to scan a crystal, fascinating signals, and the second signal. After completing the second signal quest, our Earthen ally Bargus tells you to head north, and he gives you the quest Cave Barging. This grants you access to the Sacred Hollow, and using the Singing Tablet, you can then enter the Forgotten Vault where Thrayir lies. You quickly learn that Thrayir's bonds can only be broken by collecting Runekeys to activate the 5 Runestones that surround her. And you also learn that the keys can only be activated during the island's storms. After completing the quests in the Forgotten Vault and learning about Circe's Circlet, you head back to Flotsam Shoal and eventually receive the quest Uncovered Mysteries. While in the Forgotten Vaults for this quest, you want to head back to the room where you found the skeleton leaning up against the stone ledge. Next to the skeleton, you'll find a tattered journal which starts a quest that tells the story of the final Kul Tiran Survivor. With the journal in hand, talk to Stellan Varasa at Flotsam Shoal, and you'll receive the quest Scattered to the Winds, which requires collecting 5 faded journal pages. The journal pages are found all across Siren Isle, so this is just a matter of running around the island and grabbing the pages. After getting the journal pages and completing the follow-up quests, a group effort and laid to rest at last, you gain access to the Transcribed Kul Tiran Journal, which allows you to collect the Runekeys needed for activating the Runestones in the Forgotten Vault. So before we start our journey to collect the Runekeys, you need to know how to unlock the island's storms. The reason why this is important is that some parts of unlocking Thrayir are completed in the Siren Isle's normal or non-storm environment, and some parts are completed in the storm environment. As we walk through how and where to collect the Runekeys, we'll call out if you need to be in a specific environment. The normal or non-storm environment is what you first arrive to at the Siren Isle, and in this environment there's a world quest that changes depending on the enemy type that is currently active on the isle. And these can include Naga, Vicryl, and Pirates. The second environment on the isle is in the Storms. The storm is accessed through a special assignment quest, Storms of Brewin, which is unlocked by filling the non-storm world quest bar to 100%. To complete the world quest, you can choose to complete quests, defeat rares, complete excavations, and defeat random enemies across the island. When the special assignment quest is unlocked, you can talk to the Goblin Susie Bolt Wrench at Flotsam Shoal to enter the storm and defend the camp. Note that you can talk to Susie to switch back and forth between being in the normal and storm environment. When you enter Thrayir's room in the Forgotten Vault during the storm, you'll see the 5 types of Runekeys that you need to gather, including Thunderous, Turbulent, Torrential, Whirling, and Cyclonic. So how do we collect each of the 5 Runekeys? For the Thunderous Runekey, you need to collect 5 Thunderous Fragments. The fragments can be found randomly in treasure chests and seafarer chests, both inside and outside of the storm. To collect them from the treasure chest, you'll notice that when you get close to one, your character will emanate a wind animation pointing to the chest location. When you approach the chest, you gain an extra action button to uncover and activate it to make it lootable. To loot fragments from seafarers' chests, you will want to first complete the quest toe dipping from Apprentice Tanmar in Flotsam Shoal. Completing the quest will grant you the Blessing of the Sea Dweller buff, which allows you to breathe underwater and walk on the seafloor. Given the fragments randomly drop, I found this to be a much quicker way to collect the remaining fragments, just due to the sheer number of seafarers' chests surrounding the isle. When you have collected all 5 Thunderous fragments, you can then combine them into the Thunderous Rune Key. For the Turbulent Rune Key, you need to collect 3 Turbulent fragments by uncovering and following the story of the final Kul Tiran Survivor. Note that all of the Turbulent fragments must be collected while in the storm, so you will need to have the special assignment quest available so you can talk to Susie Bolt Wrench to enter the storm. In the storm, you'll seek out ghostly images of the last Kul Tiran Survivor. The first can be found at the Salt and Shanty House Inn up the hill from the Ghost Stone digging site. To the right of the inn entrance, you'll find the Kul Tiran digging in the garden. Click on the dirt pile to collect the first Turbulent fragment. For the second fragment, you head to the Stormtide Dregs. Directly opposite of the drain excavation entrance, you'll see a small cave called Rotting Hole. Inside, find the Kul Tiran in hiding and the fragment on the ground in front of him. For the third and final fragment, head into the Spirit Scarred Cave entrance at the Ghost Stone digging site. Inside, you'll find the Kul Tiran at a shrine with a fragment in his hand. Grab the last fragment, and then combine the 3 to get the Turbulent Rune Key. The Torrential Rune Key is a random drop from enemies across the island. Any enemy can drop the Rune Key, but I found the quickest way to get the keys was to kill the elite mobs while in the storm. Be aware that you cannot loot mobs if you are in the Goblin Mech. You must kill enemies the old-fashioned way to be able to loot them and get the Rune Key. For the Whirling Rune Key, head back to the Forgotten Vault while in the storm. You will again head straight from the Forgotten Vault entrance to the room where you found Circe's Circlet and the Tattered Journal. In the room, you'll see a rare enemy, Ksvir the Forgotten. Ksvir is relatively easy to defeat, and upon defeating him, you can loot the Whirling Rune Key. For the Cyclonic Rune Key during the storms, we head to Deadfin Mire. Here you will find a rare elite enemy, Zek'ul the Shipbreaker. Zek'ul has a lot of health and will periodically summon groups of skeletons throughout the fight. But mechanics-wise, they're pretty straightforward for the most part. The main thing to watch for and avoid are the tornadoes that he spawns when casting Stormcast. Defeat Zek'ul to loot the Cyclonic Rune Key. Now that you have all Rune Keys in hand, let's head back to the Forgotten Vault where Thrayir lies in bonds. Unlock each of the Runestones by clicking on them to use the Rune Keys. Note that you must be in the storm to do this. Once you've activated all 5 Runestones, Thrayir gives you one final quest, which is simply completed where you are. And congratulations, you are now the proud owner of Thrayir, Eyes of the Siren. So an interesting fact about Thrayir is that a Stormcrow mount was data mined way back in Warlords of Draenor expansion, but was never added to the game. Now, after nearly a decade, we now have access to that Stormcrow mount in the form of Thrayir, Eyes of the Siren. It just goes to show that we never really know what the team at Blizzard is up to, and trying to predict what they're going to do next is definitely a hit and miss. As always, let us know your thoughts and any questions you have down below in the comments, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you always know what's coming up next. And a special shout out to our members for your continued support. We thank you very, very much. And everyone, have a great day.